one of the things that's been coming up a little bit, and Amy mentioned it in her email, was just around our relationship with Hamish and Sarto, and the differentiation between the advice that Hamish provides under his broking license and the advice that we provide. So maybe, Ben, can you just, without getting too deep into the technical side of stuff, just explain the difference between broking advice and the financial planning advice and the relationship with Hamish?
Certainly. So again, Hamish has been around for a long time in the business, and many of you guys would have crossed paths with him either virtually or in person at functions and things. You know, our role as your planner is the more holistic view of things and making sure we've got, you know, funds in the right locations and allocations to assets correctly, making sure your cash flows and your debt management and things are working together. And then we use Hamish to really sort of bolt onto that and dig down into that portfolio management side of things when it comes to direct shares. So as I've said to many clients, it's a full-time gig just to be monitoring the market, looking at all those companies, sitting in on their, you know, general meetings and reading the reports. So Hamish that's where we're outsourcing that section of the advice, I suppose, to him. But it is very integrated, as many of you would know. We have our fortnightly catch up. He's across what we're trying to achieve with your different portfolios, and the sort of the philosophy we're taking is we're not trying to quadruple our money in a fortnight. We're not trying to run the gauntlet with that. We want consistent returns, and we're investing in companies that he and all of us planners are all comfortable with, I suppose. So it's a personalised approach to all the portfolios. They're all a little bit different depending on where you're at, but we definitely tap into Hamish's expertise in that area.
And maybe it's worth explaining. I know I've explained this to clients in the past, Ben, but we are in regular contact with Hamish on a fortnightly basis. We have a planner catch up where we getting feedback from him about exactly what our portfolio should be looking like, advice on what shares we should be selling, what we should be retaining. And I suppose the important thing to note here, and this in some way comes down to a compliance issue, is that you'll hear from the planners and even from the staff that the planners can't provide advice on direct shares. Now, that's not by way of us avoiding giving advice. The fact is that under our license, we're not licensed to provide direct equity advice, and that's exactly why we engage Hamish to provide that advice. So if it's coming from Hamish's mouth, we're okay with it, and we're happy to proceed. So did you want to expand on that at all, Ben?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the thing, and clients will often say, "Well, what do you think?" And it's more the other way around. It's often with any new share we're adding in. Hamish has probably spoken to us about it for 6 or 8 weeks in advance of him sort of letting us know that he's already tracking something. He can foresee something that he would like to look at. We talk about it. We get to understand it first of all, because there's been plenty of times where we've said, but you know, we push back on him as well and ask those questions and make sure that we're really confident and comfortable with what he's doing. And it's not that we don't trust him, but like anything, you just like to ask those questions. And you know, it's a collaborative approach that we take with him to make sure that you guys get, you know, the best possible outcomes. And it's not that we don't understand, you know, those direct shares, but to actually drill down and you know them one by one, the ins and outs of each of them. Tapping into his expertise is crucial for that.
Can you maybe just touch on the share offer process, because that's likely to come up a little bit in the course of the next 6 or 12 months, because again, that's one of those instances where clients may expect that we will personally provide them advice on exactly what they should be doing in terms of taking up the offer, when in fact that advice will come in a different format. Do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, definitely. So, and it's a bit of it's an ongoing, you know, bugbear of us of trying to make sure we get this done in the best possible way. And every offer is a little bit different. There's a range of different entitlement offers and renounceable rights and all these different things that you would have come across. But essentially, the first thing I'd say is if you don't hear anything from us, it's generally that Hamish has filtered those out already. And when they start coming through, it's those ones that are either he would like some input from you, or he's giving that general piece of advice about what his thoughts are. So, you know, we've had a few in recent times. You'll get the email. He'll give his general overview of what it is. And you need to come back and either ask questions to him directly or just inform us on what you would like to do. Unfortunately, we're not able to say yay or nay on if you should do it because of that limitation under our license. don't be afraid to ask questions. We can push back through to Hamish. Again, it's a work in progress, that, and it's something that we're hoping we can make even easier, a bit more streamlined, and more easy to roll out on scale when we do need to.